Admittedly, I shouldn't have made a review on this movie a whole lot earlier, but at least it's better than me not reviewing it at all. This movie was extremely hard to get through, but I was able to do it. I had to sit through an hour and 30 minutes of this movie, and I will never get that hour and 30 minutes back ever again in my life. Regardless on how you feel about this movie, we can all agree that a Roblox movie will be one of the biggest movies of 2026 going forward. As I've already mentioned before in the previous video on this series, Roblox is a game that I have never been fond of. I understand that lots of people have played and enjoyed this game, but I have never played or enjoyed this game at all. I genuinely cannot look at this game in a positive light because it reminds me of the terrible times throughout my life. I don't want to repeat myself, but I cannot look at this movie cover and not think of late 2024, where this orange idiot was elected back into office. Just a heads up, this video will get political. I already know someone in the comments will be like, oh, why are you bringing in politics to this? What does politics have to do with Roblox? And I'm sorry, but I cannot talk about this movie without getting political. Politics are everywhere, and even if you don't like what's being said, because I sure as don't, you have to get used to it, okay? I'm sorry. Even though this happened about a year ago at this point, the fact that Trump got reelected still surprises me to this very day. I always thought to myself, there's no way he can get reelected again. And look at where we are now. Words cannot describe how much I hate Donald Trump and Elon Musk. I absolutely hate these two. Hate it. 2026 has just started, and right off the bat, we have innocent people being killed by ICE. Fascism is rising in this country. I had to disown my uncle because he was a Trump supporter. He supports the fascism in this country, and I cannot look up to him because of that. This country is turning into Germany in the 1930s and the 1940s, and Donald Trump is no different from the German man with the funny mustache. As I've already mentioned before in the previous video, this movie is extremely hard to criticize because of anti-woke right-wing YouTubers that hate the movie for dumb reasons. You have YouTubers like The Critical Drinker, The Quartering, Ben Shapiro that all hate this movie for woke reasons. They believe this movie is woke, pro-LGBTQ propaganda. There's an increase in homophobia and transphobia in this country, and of course, anti-woke YouTubers like them criticize this movie for woke, pro-LGBTQ reasons. I would like to make this very clear. I am not criticizing this movie for woke reasons. Even if this movie was anti-LGBTQ, even if this movie was anti-woke right-wing propaganda, I would still hate this movie either way. But keep in mind, I am not criticizing this movie because of politics, okay? Do not look at me as a anti-woke YouTuber. I am not. No matter how far left or far right this movie is, I would still hate this movie either way. Please do not drag me into the anti-woke crowd. Words cannot describe how much brain rot is in this movie. There was like the 6-7 meme, the Skibidi toilet meme, just other brain rot memes that have infected Gen Alpha. This is easily the worst thing about this entire movie. Nothing else in this movie, the voice acting, the animation, the plot, none of it is as bad as the humor in this movie. I understand that this is a kids movie, and admittedly, kids will laugh and enjoy this type of humor, but as for me, this just isn't my cup of tea. This may genuinely be one of the worst fucking movies I have ever watched in my life. However, I have reviewed movies before that are as worse as this movie, but this movie specifically is just hard to ignore when I think about the worst movies I have ever seen. The only movie I have ever watched that is just as bad as this movie is Barbie. Only Barbie and a Roblox movie remind me of the terrible times throughout my life. I already know these movies have nothing to do with what I did in my life from 2023 to 2025, but still, man. So the main character in a Roblox movie is named Noob, and he goes on adventures across multiple Roblox games to form his Noob army. However, Noob comes off as very clumsy and can't get the job across easily. Throughout the movie, Noob visits several Roblox games, including Steal a Brainrot, Grow a Garden, and, Natural Disaster Survival, just other games on Roblox that I have to assume are very popular. I swear, words cannot describe how unfunny this movie is. This isn't a so bad it's good movie like a Minecraft movie. This is a genuinely unfunny film. I did not laugh once throughout this entire movie. The entire damn movie is just brain rot after brain rot after brain rot. No thought or effort was put into any of the jokes in this movie. The only thing in this movie that I would consider excessive are obviously the brain rot jokes, but at least this movie doesn't have excessive swearing or sex jokes like Hell of a Boss or Has Been Hotel. I have zero ill will towards Vivian Madrano. I do not hate this woman at all. I'm sure she's a great person in real life. Sure, her cartoons are f***ing awful, but just because they're awful doesn't mean she's an awful person. However, I do hate the fact that she ignores any sort of criticism you give to her. No matter how valid it is, she will just ignore it. I hate the fact that her shows are as popular as they are, and I hate the fact that talentless people like her can easily get popular in 2026. Anyway, back to a Roblox movie. Unfortunately, Noob does not accomplish his goal. Noob does not form the army he wished to form. And then the movie ends on a f***ing cliffhanger. The movie is going to have a f***ing sequel. This was the longest hour and 30 minutes I have ever sat through in my entire life. And I'll have to sit through another hour and 30 minutes when the sequel comes out. Regardless, I will not make a review on the sequel to this movie. Anyways, that's about it. If you enjoyed this video, then be sure to like, and if you're new to the channel, maybe consider subscribing, as it would be greatly appreciated. Thank you everyone for watching this video, and I'll see you all next time. Adios.